Good morning.
Good morning. Well, afternoon here.
Oh, it is. You're right.
Yes.
Well, happy afternoon then.
Have you had your coffee?
Oh no, I don't drink coffee.
Do you not? Good girl.
No. Yeah, it's terrible for you. I worked at Starbucks for 5 years, and I'm definitely over the stuff.
How are you? It's nice to speak to you.
Yeah, it's great to speak with you. I was excited when Bruno told me about this opportunity. I wish I could be going to Pouzza Fest, actually, but I live in San Francisco.
Yeah. It's a little way to travel, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but maybe next year. My boyfriend and I are looking for a vacation, so why not?
Oh, that would be great. Yeah. Have you been to Montreal before?
No, I've never been.
It's a very, very nice city. I really look forward to going there, actually. And the people are really nice as well. It's a really comfortable festival, actually. Sort of downtown in the centre. A lot of different bars, and there's an outside stage which really works well, which is free, you know. And it's an excellent atmosphere. Yeah, really good. So try and get there.
Yeah, absolutely. I just spoke with Spike Slauson of Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, and he told me that Montreal was his favorite city ever that he's ever been to, hands down. I was like, wow, that's pretty intense. He's been all over the world, so I'm assuming that's my next stop.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
So just to give you a little rundown, is it going to be a pretty short interview.
That's fine.
Just kind of to get some information about Pouzza Fest, about Little Rocket Records, and just kind of informative for the people down here in the States who might be going up and have no idea what to expect.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool. So tell me a little bit about Pouzza Fest.
Pouzza Fest, I've been involved with Pouzza Fest for a couple of years now. And I was introduced via Hugo Moody, who's the singer of St. Catherine's. And I'm also in a side project with Hugo called Medication. And when we decided to work on trying to write some songs and record them, which we never really thought we would do it, that's when I became aware of the work he was involved with the festival. And it, like most things, it started off with a bit of an idea, very small, to the point of where they were literally buying cans of beer and selling them on the grass verge to anyone who wanted them. And people would get up and play on a small stage, and it's now grown into a pretty big sized festival. It's well organised. There's a good team of people, which is Stomp Records, myself, Helen, a few people from Montreal, really, who are heavily involved in the music scene. And it's a good team. It's a great atmosphere, and it's getting bigger and better and more exciting every year.
Yeah, it looks like 150 bands are performing.
Yeah, probably too many. But no, it's the amount of bands, especially the last couple of years, has been fantastic. And I think it's just nice to get some good headliners coming in now. And we have an idea of what we want to go for, and it's nice to actually have pretty much a lot of the schedule booked up well in advance. I think this year really we got a shock at just how quickly all of the bands were picked. Everybody wanted to do it, and we were like, right, shut the gates, no one else. That's it for another year.
Yeah, that's so excellent, though, that so many people are excited to play and want to play. There's no scarcity.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anyone you're looking forward to seeing in particular that maybe you haven't seen before?
A lot of bands, actually. I mean, you're quite lucky over there, because you do have a lot of festivals, and the live circuit's really good. Where in the UK here, it's not as good, and you know we very rarely have the weather. That's the other thing.
Sure,
Well.
yeah.
So you know, festivals are very rare things here. So for me, being a part of the festival and going over there, I just try and see as many bands as I can. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing Lagwagon, Flatliners, for sure, Iron Sheet as well, Red City Radio. Yeah, a lot of bands, a lot of smaller bands as well. Fire in the Radio I'm looking forward to. There's a few bands on Little Rocket Records which are playing, and it's going to be the first time I'm going to actually see them do live sets instead of watching YouTube. So
that's so exciting.
Yeah, that's going to be good, and it's going to be nice to meet a lot of people as well, and actually see a face, you know, and have a few beers and relax. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah, definitely. I know for a fact that Lagwagon is awesome live. I've seen them twice.
Look at you.
Yeah. That's what happens when you grow up in Los Angeles. You get a lot more of an opportunity to see these bands that you grew up with, because they're pretty much always in LA. It's weird.
Yeah, well, I can imagine. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I am. Is there anything that you wish people knew beforehand about event organizing and curating?
Not really. It's strange because I think doing this a little bit. I mean, I'm fortunate because don't tell anybody this, but I'm not there full time, so I tend to get quite a lot of the nice bits. I turn up obviously at the festival, and you know, I'm online and get involved with the emails, that sort of thing, and some of the decision making, which is great. But to be fair, a lot of the hard work is done by some of the team there, especially Helen and Hugo and Guillaume, where they're booking the bands, and they're dealing with a lot of the nitty-gritty of putting the festival together, you know. But yeah, there's a lot to do, and it's really just, for me, I think it's a little bit of an extension of being in a band, you know, rather than have been a tour, what you're doing and you're organising to go away on tour. It's a festival where you're dealing with a lot of bands and a lot of venues, you know, so it's like, I don't know, best way probably 10 tours put together in one, you know.
Right. And it sounds like all the bands are pretty cool and prepared, and hopefully you don't get a lot of problems.
Yeah, to be fair, very few problems. I mean, at the end of the day, it is punk rock, it's music. We all go, we get there, we all do our best, we have a good time, and make the most of it, especially for the audience and the people who turn out, which, you know, you wouldn't have a festival if it wasn't for those people, would you?
Right.
So you know, the support is fantastic, and hopefully it's going to after you. We would never have any of this, you know. So there's a big applause for the people who buy the tickets and turn out to the venues and watch the bands, you know. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, I know my contributors are all super excited, and I'm like, no, because I'm the only one in the United States, and they're all up in Montreal and Quebec, and it's crazy. Let's see. I heard that you were playing at the festival. Is that true?
It's not, unfortunately.
Oh no.
We were going to put it that way, but unfortunately, one of the members is going to be a dad soon. So although it's good news, unfortunately it's sad news because of that we had to pull out. But I'm hoping definitely next year, because it seems a bit strange, doesn't it? You know, being the curator of a festival and you haven't even played it yet. Right.
Hey, you get to knock back a couple of beers your first round and, you know, see how it's done before you guys get up there.
Yeah, so hopefully next year.
Right. So So I was doing a little bit of digging, and I found out that Big Ugly Fish Recording is now closed and has become replaced by Little Rocket Records. How did that happen?
It, in a way, yes. Big Ugly Fish was primarily a Leatherface label for the band, and Frankie and I, we sort of owned the label. And it had been going quite some time, to be fair, and the last two Leatherface albums were released on there. And really, I think when Dickie Hammond, the guitarist, died, we thought we'll draw a line under it for there, and we agreed just to sort of leave the albums, which were the last albums Dickie played on, so to speak, with Leatherface, and leave it as a little bit of a memento towards him. And then that's where I actively started Little Rocket Records. It was originally set up some time ago, a good few years ago, and it was actually a label site where I had digital releases from old material which I'd been getting asked by a lot of people when on tour. Can I get hold of that record? Have you got that? Have you got this? And I thought, right, I'll just put everything on there, and I'll direct people to there if they want to download it for free. And it just seemed to make sense that it was already set up to release the Meditation album.
Mm-hmm.
And we've just continued from there, really.
So how does owning a recording studio affect you as an artist? Are there things that you do differently because now you kind of you're on that side of the studio as well? You play both roles?
Yeah, you tend to do everything else for everyone else rather than yourself. So everybody else comes first and everything you do comes last. That's pretty much what happens.
Make the burden heavier on yourself.
Yeah, it's good actually because it's nice to work on the other side of things because you always learn a lot. There's always something else you're learning and different ideas. And I think you have to be that type of person to have that interest as well, But yeah, I do enjoy the studio work and working with different artists and people coming in and seeing how they do things, But yeah, the downside of it is that material I'm working on, I've got to really sort of shut the door, switch my phone off, which I'm going to do soon as it happens, for a good month or so and concentrate on doing what I need to do.
Very cool. What do you do in between commitments? It seems like you're really busy.
Yes. I have a family, children, where I try and fit in as much as I can with them. I like to train quite a bit, but haven't done a lot the last year. And generally, I would say music. That's pretty much what I do with the label, the studio, the artists, and the band. I used to like to read a lot, but I don't really get much time for that now. And I like a lot of cinema and films, but I don't get a lot of time for that either.
I hear you. I am quite committed myself to a few different things, and I love to read. And I just got this book, Guns, Germs, and Steel.
Right.
And have you heard that book?
I have heard of it, yes.
Yeah, so it's a thrilling book actually. A lot of people tell me it's really dense, and I feel otherwise, maybe because it's the subject matter that I'm studying, so I'm very interested. Yeah. But I'm like committed. I'm like, this summer I'm gonna finish this book.
Good luck.
Oh, I know it. Running a household and doing all the other stuff.
Yes. Yeah, I think in between doing music and bands, any spare time I have really is it tends to be for family, and my wife keeps prodding me and saying, "We're here, we're here."
Oh, I know it. Yeah, thankfully we don't have any we don't have any kids, but it's still, you know, making sure the house gets cleaned and doing the laundry.
Yeah.
And so I can imagine it's 20 times gnarlier with kids.
Just a little bit, yes.
Anyway, great. Well, I think we have some pretty good material here, and I just want to thank you for calling me, and I'm sorry that the Facebook thing was
Don't worry
going
about
on.
it, that's fine, it happens. These things happen all the time, to be fair. But no, it was lovely to speak to you, and thanks for taking the time out.
Yeah,
if
it
there's
was
anything
excellent.
else, just drop me a line, and I can answer it as well, okay?
I will. Thank you so much, and I'll let you know when the article is up.
Brilliant, no worries. Well, you have a nice weekend.
You as well. Thank you, Graeme.
Take
Bye.
care, René. Bye, bye.